Lee found 115 reasons why Arteta should be sacked. And as I responded to it, and it done so well with the likes and the comments it received, I'm going to have 115 reasons why Arsenal should keep him. Let's get into it. Before I get started, if you are new to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. We're very close to 400. Thank you. And just bear in mind, I'm using Lee Gunner's logic against him as to why Arteta should stay. First reason being that Arteta should stay is because I still believe in him to turn things around under Arsenal. I think he knows more about Arsenal than any other manager in this club, and he's raised the level of the players. Look, we're annoyed that we're not in a title race. A few years ago, we were annoyed that we weren't even close to getting top 4. We should be at least be grateful for that. I think there's a lot of people, rival fans, that are envious of what Arteta has achieved at Arsenal in a title race still. We can turn around a 9-point gap. It is early on in the season, but we almost have to be perfect to achieve it. Number 4, he is in his first 5 years of actual head coach / manager management. Imagine being a person that's in the highest level despite having no experience and actually doing well, having gone from 8th to 2nd. That is an incredible achievement despite the, going close and so far to a trophy. And I want the league title as much as anybody. You could be Arteta out and still want to win a league title as much as me. I just think that Arteta can win us a league title during his spell at Arsenal. It's never changed. Arteta is a very good manager, and I think that is underrated with what the tools he has. He has built a valuable squad around him that those coaches have an understanding of different tools that Arteta uses to win us games. Carlos Cuesta is a manager who gives out ideas, gives out advice, is there to mentally support the footballers. That piece coaches, he's managed to improve our game from when we were weak and soft, conceding silly corners against teams like Brentford or Stoke City, for example, to actually scoring important headed goals against Spurs, Chelsea, etc., etc. And there is a lot of improvement that Arteta needs to do. And I think bashing him for it, saying he should go, isn't going to help a guy deliver. Which sounds pretty hypocritical given the fact that I cuss out so many footballers. And I know for a fact that if I was to cuss out a footballer for a bad pass, it's not going to help them make a better pass in the future. And I've got to work on that. It's not all Arteta as to why we've improved as a team, as players. But he is a fundamental person in doing that. And I'm going to debunk that using Lee Gunner's logic about the players we've improved. And I could give you a list of all the players that Mikel Arteta has improved as a reason why he should stay. Aaron Ramsdale, David Raya, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Jakub Kiwior has improved. Takahiro Tomiyasu has improved despite his problems with fitness. That's the only weakness he has is availability in Tomiyasu, because he's a quality defender. Improved under him. You then go into the midfield. Jorginho's improved under Arteta. Emil Smith-Rowe improved under Arteta, doing well at Fulham. Under the influence of both Silva and Arteta, there's a reason why he's doing okay. Because he was getting goals under Arteta. You look at Joe Willock that improved under Arteta for 25 million, selling him. Granit Xhaka left for 25 million. Would never have got that value had he had left under Emery. You look at Maitland-Niles, who's done okay at Lyon. He was one of our better right backs under Arteta, to be honest with you. He just didn't want to play at right back, and Arteta let him go. But I'll get on to another segment in a second. Odegaard has improved under Arteta. You look at Bukayo Saka, improved under Arteta. You've seen glimpses of Gabriel Jesus show his worth under Arteta, but because of injuries and minutes, he's not done well. This guy generated £25 million of value of Eddie Nketiah, because he improved him and he got him to run a game where he was scoring goals. Nobody rated Nketiah, yet we got £25 million from Crystal Palace. You look at players like Ethan Nwaneri, he's improving under Arteta. Miles Lewis-Skelly's got given minutes against Manchester City. But people say he's not good enough with the youngsters. These kids are improving every day, playing with the Arsenal players under his tactics, under his instructions. He's improved Jurrien Timber. Jurrien Timber is fantastic with his ball carrying capabilities, his passing. He's now getting a run of games where he's able to show his class and his strength. Kai Havertz, 65 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. Who's really underappreciated by a lot of Arteta outers, but the goals that he scored while playing up front were from January to May was perfect. But I'd rather be in a title race and miss out than be in a relegation scrap. You know, we've had those feelings where we believed we were in it for so long, and it's so important to have that. And that's another reason. There's a sub reason. Kai Havertz's finishing is immensely improved under Mikel Arteta. You know, his positioning, his awareness, his aerial duels. He's become more of a complete player under Arteta, to the fact that he's trusted him in midfield again, although Arteta should be playing him as a lone striker. The Trossard signing was absolutely fantastic by Arteta. We've realised how good Trossard can finish, despite the Chelsea mistake. Signing of Declan Rice. People are stuck between whether he's a 6 or a box-to-box midfielder. I believe that Declan Rice can fit in both roles and play centre-back. And what I've seen from Declan Rice since joining Arsenal is a lot more leadership, a lot more responsibility taken. Declan Rice has added an immense number of goals to his category. You know, the goals against Man United and Chelsea are superb examples. You know, and we'll see an improvement in the likes of Mikel Merino, Riccardo Calafiori, you know, under Mikel Arteta. And it is a sad shame that I'm talking about players, defenders and midfielders that he's improved, and he's not improved so much of the attackers like Gabriel Jesus or someone like Gabriel Martinelli, who's not improved that much this season. But they were a lot better under Arteta's time than under Unai Emery's time when Martinelli first came in. I look at Gabriel Magalhaes as a symbol as to what Mikel Arteta has achieved at Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes, you know, didn't win the FA Cup with him, but after a couple of errors, should he be sold and let go? And so we sign a left-sided centre-back, even though there isn't many of. Those players are those reasons why I think Arteta should stay. Another big reason why I like Arteta is because of how flexible he is tactically. 1 minute people are saying he's Tony Pulis, he's Jose Mourinho. The next minute people are saying he's for Pep Guardiola. Those three managers have completely different styles of football. So that means that Arteta can coach a team to defend and part a bus, but also coach a team that can pass the ball countlessly throughout the whole time in the game. And even last season, when we was on a winning run, we was battering teams like West Ham 6-0 away from home. Burnley 5-0 away from home. We was getting big wins. Big scoreline wins. We scored more goals than we did last season because of the style of football he was playing and creating the chances. Yet, he's getting criticised because we're scoring more goals from set pieces. We should be praising him for that. How are we so good with set pieces nowadays? I love that. The fact that we've got like a 1 in 10 chance of scoring a set piece than a 1 in 100 chance. Deep here, man. Like, even then, the work rate of all the players has significantly improved under Arteta compared to the way it was under Emery. Nobody was working hard under Emery. Everybody was taking training sessions as if it was a crash. Now Arteta is 100% or you're dropped. 100% you're out of the team. Aubameyang, although he was one of my favourite players at Arsenal, he wasn't living up to the standards. He was the best player Arsenal had. But then he had to go so that it could go from here, and him being here and everybody else being here, to here, where everybody else, of those players that weren't there, can go up here. Do you get what I'm saying?
Disciplinary issue that we had with Oba and the consequences that I decided to take not to involve him in the game. I thought carefully, myself and the club, what was the next step. And we have decided as a club that he's no longer our captain. So you should know that. The other decision is that for now, he's not involved in the squad. I will make decisions further along the line. We keep going as we are as a group right now, and we have to set ourselves even bigger aims and bigger standards. The club and myself, we are not going to accept any behavior like this. And what we are building goes completely against any behavior like that. So we have to have any meaning to changing our culture and making sure that we become a different club and team. We have to stand to those words clearly in every actions with anybody. And this is the message that I have to send you. I don't like the timing, but I had to clear that out with you guys. Now, please focus.
Why Arteta is a good enough manager for the job. A 2-0 win over the French champions, who were meant to be one of the best sides in European football, going for a rebuild. Guess who's the manager? Luis Enrique. So you could give, Arsenal should get this manager or that manager. But the manager that you would recommend to go over Arteta, Arteta is already beaten. Arteta even beat Guardiola, and Guardiola is a better manager than Arteta. Arteta has beaten Klopp. Arteta has beaten Unai Emery, Luis Enrique, Thomas Tuchel. These are just examples. Those managers are better than Arteta, bar Unai Emery. Before Mikel Arteta, the last time we had beaten Tottenham at their ground was 2014. In 2023, Arsenal beat Tottenham 2-0. And since then, Arsenal have not dropped points at their ground, winning 1-0 and 3-2. Even the defensive performance we done to win this game was solid. It was great to watch. We were 3-0 up at their own ground, scoring set pieces with players that have improved significantly. And a lot of other managers wouldn't have done that, in my opinion. The fact that we had such a bad record at Spurs to a good record at Spurs says a lot. And what did we do? We won a game via a set piece. We could go to games, win from a set piece, and keep a clean sheet. We was never able to do that under Arsene Wenger or Unai Emery or a lot of other managers, because their tactical styles are different. I feel like if you're going to sack Arteta, you need a manager that has had similar success at Premier League level, like a Klopp, like a Guardiola, like a Alex Ferguson even, for example, because the biggest expectation Arsenal will have is to win a Premier League. The last, 4 managers to have won the league title, there's only one of them that are still in the Premier League right now, still in management. Klopp is at Red Bull. He's not even managing a team anymore. I think Conte, who's now at Napoli, doing really well for Napoli. Would you take Conte at Arsenal? Would you take Conte at Arsenal? Because they were shit under him, despite finishing above us. They went and fell off a cliff, and he got fired after their biggest outbursts. I think the manager before that was Claudio Ranieri, who's now at Roma. Would you take Ranieri at Arsenal? I don't think you would. Even when you look at the previous Champions League winners, only Carlo Ancelotti has managed a team in the Premier League, and that requires a bit of experience. I think it takes a lot of time for a manager to come into the country, to get the tactics in, but to also get used to football in England. The tactics are completely different, so it's not easy. There's a reason why a lot of managers have come into England and flopped, because they didn't have that level of experience. They've had to fit in a few times. Like Klopp, for example. Guardiola didn't win anything in his first season. He had to settle in. Agree, it's been a long time, but I've seen Arsenal improve year in, year out. This is the first time where Arsenal have hit that stop. We were here and now we're here. I think you look at Arteta's record against Chelsea. Back to the games I was talking about. Look at his record against Chelsea. The way we absolutely outplayed Chelsea last season, winning 5-0. That Chelsea side got rid of Tuchel because they weren't doing so well. They've not had a team better than that Champions League winning team for sure, who had Kai Havertz up front. And they've gone from Tuchel to Graham Potter to Bruno Salto, to Mauricio Pochettino, and that they've had no success, no trophies won in that time. And Prescott is a manager like Arteta that is young, that's come from the City team, the coaching staff, that has improved, like what Arteta is doing at Arsenal. And look at the Chelsea fans, they're giving him the grace of time. They're not in a title race, and they've bought a lot of players this summer. And they're on similar form. Should they get rid of the Chelsea manager? Not really. So you got to give the guy time. Arteta has improved Arsenal, yet we don't want to give him time. It makes no sense to me. The fact that I'm annoyed with a draw at Man City and away from home compared to the annoying feeling of losing 5-0 to City, 4-0 to City, 3-1 to City every year in, year out, says to me that Arteta has done a very good job in stopping them from winning a lot of games. I just wish that Arteta could get a win at the Etihad and a win at Anfield. But like I said, we're not getting battered by Liverpool every year anymore. We're not. Lee makes a point about us losing 4-0 to Liverpool. But after that, what happened since? We spent the money and then we're not losing anymore to them badly. We managed to stop them from winning the Community Shield, to stop City from winning the Community Shield in the FA Cup. And he can. I feel like a Carabao Cup win would lift the whole Arsenal team up. We're in the quarterfinals. Our form in the league may result to having to prioritise the cup, and hopefully by winning that, we're back on good terms again. I agree, if we don't win the Carabao Cup, questions have to be asked. Questions, not, oh my God, he has to go, he's terrible. Questions, calmness, criticism. It's fair to give. But yeah, I'm going to put several more reasons why Arteta should stay on the as a subtitle thing, you know, so it adds up to 100, because I don't want the video to be too long. But like I said, his record against the top 6 is absolutely fantastic. The fact that we haven't lost in God knows how long is a very good indicator of how good of a manager he is. Like, the biggest factor for me is we've gone from 15th when he joined, to 8th, to 5th, to 2nd, to then having our highest point tally in 89 to 89 points is a good achievement. You know, going from the likes of 60 points to 69 points to 84 points to now 89 points, that's not bad. And we can still get 90 points this season. It's possible. But you could get 85 points and a cup win, and that's better than the 89 points and not winning anything. So we're still on track to win something at least. Overall, I trust Arteta to bring out the best out of Arsenal. He has raised the expectations of Arsenal. Look at Pochettino. He raised the expectations of Tottenham. They then got rid of him, and then they're back up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. They were a side that were finishing 8th before Pochettino came in. One of my final reasons why I don't want to get rid of Arteta is because I wanted Arsenal to get rid of Wenger so badly. I was watching Liga videos every day. I was watching AFTV content where they were cussing out Wenger, and I believed everything. This was, 10 years ago when I was 13, 14, 15. I'm now 25. I've seen Arsenal finish 2nd under Wenger, and I wanted him gone. Arsenal then went and fell off a cliff. And I was crying every week, cussing at Emery, cussing out the team, cussing out the players. I don't cuss out as many players as I used to because our players are good now. Our manager is good now. And I'd rather be grateful for that than be entitled. You know, I want to believe in Arteta that he can do a good job. I don't want to be entitled because we're not winning the league title. I'd rather get as close as we get in than not be close at all. I'd rather lose the title to Man City on the final day than be 20 points off them. You know, if we do finish 20 points off the league leaders, I will be annoyed with Arteta. But you can be annoyed with Arteta without wanting him gone, like I am. You can be fair in your assessment. You can agree that I can understand you where Arteta's not raised the level this season. Arteta's not been good enough this season. I could totally understand that. But for me to just want him gone, to erase all the memories because we're going through a bad patch, it just gives me entitled. It's like with a friend of mine. If my friend has given me countless amounts of memories, he's made me happy, he's saved me from doing worse things, he's a good influence on my life, but he does something wrong, should I just get rid of him as a friend? No. If he's improved my well-being, my mental well-being, throughout the whole life of time, but he made my well-being worse for one day, should I just get rid of him as a friend? No. So Arteta's sort of doing that. Should I get rid of him? No. One other big reason is there's not many available managers that can do a job, that are world-class, that are quality, that are proven in the Premier League. You could get a manager from a different league. They're not going to exactly be successful in the Prem. It's not guaranteed. I think one thing why Unai Emery has become a successor under Villa is because he's been given time. The Arsenal spell has helped him, and he's able to do well. To be fair to Slot as well, Slot deserves a lot of credit because, he's come to Liverpool and they've done really well, but he's also understood the situation a lot better. That should be a credit to him instead of wanting Arteta gone. We can't just keep comparing managers or this manager's doing this and that means Arteta. That means we're going to compare ourselves to other people and how well they can do, and then all of a sudden feel like we're shit. We can't do that. So why are we doing it with managers? I hope that sort of makes sense. Like, in conclusion, Arteta has improved so many players. We've had so many different results that have been brilliant, and I can give hundreds of them in the comments, in the description, in the graphics below. Yeah, in a bit, people. In a bit. I'm out.